I am that I am. Adamus of Sovereign Domain. Welcome, dear Shambra. Welcome to this special edition of Passion 2020. Right now, more than anything, is a time to remember. Remember that you've been rehearsing for this for a long, long time. None of this is really new. None of it is a surprise at all. And I want to go further to say that this right now is such the ideal time to allow your realization. You have time by yourself without nearly as much interference from other people or from the world around you. It's time to allow your realization, and that's all you have to do is allow. That's it. You take a deep breath and you allow. Then you go about whatever you were doing. You continue on with your life, just allowing. I see by the end of your summertime that there could easily be 1,000 realized humans, 1,000 realized Shambra. And all they need to do right now, not to work at it, not to stress about it, but simply to take a deep breath and become it. So I've asked dear Linda to put together, with Cauldre, to put together some questions, because I know there's so much on your mind. With that, let's begin, dear Linda.
So, Adamus, while we're talking about seeing into the future, are there any other crisis or huge shifts you'd like to tell us about now before it happens?
Just one in particular, and I've mentioned it before, that in the coming years, in this time of machines that you live in right now with all the technology, there will come a point where there is a rampant computer or technology virus that's going to shut things down. Many computers will have issues and what you call the virus or the bug. You see it from time to time now on a very small scale, but there'll come a time in the future, approximately, I'm going to project that in about 7 years, where there will be a virus that takes out a lot of computers and a lot of data and a lot of stored files. So I would suggest to Shambra, and really to anybody, is make sure you always have a backup, I believe you call it, a copy that stays offline, that's not connected in any way to the internet, because the bug will run through the internet.
You recently said after the Angelic families disbanded on April 4th, 2020, many of the angelic beings went to the new earth. What's happening with that?
These new earths are each different in its own way, but there are some things that are common with them. First of all, you don't have to be birthed into a physical body. They have all the attributes of biology without having to be born. Now, they also have the capability to go into just their pure free energy body without the human biology whenever they want. But most of them right now are experiencing what it's like to be in human biology.
So, what's happening in the new earth realms?
And the near earth realms.
The near earth realms.
What's happening in the near earth realms? Most people now go in between lifetimes. In the past, particularly up to centuries ago, oftentimes one would leave the physical life on this planet and go back to what we call the Bridge of Flowers and back to their angelic families. But now, nearly all beings are going to the near earth realms. But there are, you could say, new corridors, new places within the near earth realms right now that are for kind of a fast-paced reincarnation cycle to come to realization. It's for the more conscious beings that they'll go there to really, they want to learn about their incarnations, their past, and they want to learn about now how to bring that to closure. So there's a lot more resources right now, you could say, in the near Earth realms.
You also said that the alien interferers would no longer be able to interfere with our planet and humanity. Where did the aliens go?
So, with all the shifts going on, shortly after the Order of the Ark announced that it was closing, the aliens were banned from being here anymore. They were allowed before because it was simply part of the whole experience. It was part of allowing all energies. But now humans are taking more and more responsibility for the planet, especially with Gaia leaving and especially with what you're going through now. The aliens, the interferers, I will call them, are basically banned from being here. And there's some ways that it's done energetically so that they simply can no longer interfere with the ways of the planet.
A lot of humans have died as a result of COVID-19. Were the deaths arbitrary, or was there some sort of common reason for them leaving?
It's not arbitrary. It's not just somebody accidentally got it when they shouldn't have. There was a large number of people who were ready to leave the planet. There were some who you could say were just kind of temporary visitors here, who really weren't going to stay through all the incarnational cycles anyway. There were some who simply were ready to leave, wanted to leave, and just needed a way out.
What will happen with the world economy? Will it recover anytime soon?
The implications on the economy are going to last for decades. It's a time of rethinking. At the core of this needs to come the understanding, and I believe it will come, that there is no limitation to abundance. It's not like abundance is only that big, but the demand for it is that big. Abundance is that big.
When will the COVID-19 crisis come to an end and things come back to normal?
Things will never go back to normal. They just won't. So many people are coming to a whole different realization. They're going to throw out a lot of stuff that was in their lives. And then they're going to be kind of lost for a little bit. And if you go back, you can remember that you went through similar things under different situations, but saying, I got to let all this old stuff go. I'm feeling lost. I don't know what comes next, but I cannot go back to that old way. And that's when their seeking begins. Now, let's bring this full circle back to you. It's no accident that you're here right now, at this time of the virus, at this time of the machines. It's no accident that you've been preparing for lifetimes, that you've been rehearsing this, not the details, but the big picture. It's no accident at all. It's no accident that I've been talking so clearly for the past few years about realization. And then more recently, what it's going to be like to stay here on the planet as a realized master. None of this is coincidence. It's all happening right now. It's why you're here. You're being called upon to allow your realization now. Now. No more looking at it as it's in the future somewhere. It's now. You are literally being called upon to allow your realization.